Singapore wakes up.
Wake up,
Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman.
wake up in the morning feeling like
Kiss 92's Big Show.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to Friday's edition of The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Today we have a very special guest once again because, we first met this individual on our Good Morning Doctor segment.
Absolutely.
But today, the man is back. And he is representing St John's Singapore Brigade. He is the Chief Commissioner, Consultant, Respiratory Physician, and Intensivist. Dr. Alvin Ng is back!
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having us.
Dr.
Good
Ng,
morning.
welcome back.
Welcome back to the studio. So today you're wearing a different hat. You
Yes.
are the Chief Commissioner of the Singapore St John's Brigade.
Yes.
And you've brought with you a 13-year-old individual. Would you want to do the introductions?
So I have with me today Lim Jia Hui. She's 13 years old, the age where the secondary students join St. John's. That's where the age I joined actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I've been in St. John's since I was 13.
Wow.
So, but I never had experience to come on a radio station,
And now you're almost like an expert because you've been here a couple of times, right?
Yes, my third time with your team.
Okay, so Jia Hui, you are Lance Corporal and you are from East Spring Secondary School. Thank you so much for coming in today.
yeah.
Okay, you're a little
So
bit
shy.
nervous. That's okay.
That's natural, so that's very natural.
It is. Even a doctor was very nervous when he first came in. Okay, so doctor, tell us a little bit more about this anti-vaping campaign.
Well, this anti-vaping campaign came about because we've been seeing a lot of problems with the vaping situation across the whole world. So if you notice the news a couple of months ago, smoking numbers are coming down for those aged 50 and above because smoking is no longer cool.
Yeah.
But vaping is an in thing right now. So a lot of students, despite the ban on vaping, might still get their hands on vaping when they go overseas. And so we thought that would be a good idea to target the kids because across the whole world, right, vaping numbers are increasing and becoming a big problem now.
Because vaping is odorless, unlike cigarettes.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So it's very convenient for people, but they don't know how dangerous vaping is because of what is in
That's
the solution, the vaping solution.
Yes.
Yeah.
So have there been like studies to confirm right now that it is really, really dangerous to
Right.
vape because you never know what's in it?
So smoking, right, has contents that we know has been around for many, many years. So there's enough time to study. So what you call a chronic obstructive pulmonary disease is a smoker's problem.
Yeah.
It takes about 20 years to develop. 20 sticks a day, 20 years. Vaping is still early, but many of us feel that they have the same contents inside it that can cause these problems. And they also have nicotine, so it's addictive, so we go back to it. But one of the key problems that we find is that in 2019, there were a group of young patients who end up in the ICU fighting for their life with severe lung disease.
Yeah, we read about that.
Yeah, so they couldn't find the source. It wasn't infection, it wasn't bacteria, it wasn't virus. And then what they found was, the common fact was that they were vaping. And the postulation was that there were contents in this oil that injured the lung, and therefore they end up in the ICU.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what surprised me because that was publicized not only in the press but it was publicized in social media. It was everywhere, and it was scary, and people still kept vaping.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand
Well,
it.
it's an easy entry level, right? For students, say, not Jia Hui, obviously, because she's in the St. John's Brigade, and they're all becoming anti-vaping ambassadors just by
Yes, that's
joining
right.
the St. John's, right? But it's very easy access because first you don't need to buy a lighter. You don't need to be of age to buy a vape because it's cigarettes. You need your IC
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that, right?
Yeah.
There's no smell. You can do it in the bathrooms. You can put it in your pencil case. You can put it everywhere. So it's very easy to store. You can put it in your pocket as well. So for students, even you were saying in Australia, primary school age,
8 years old.
it's easy to get to. They're
Yes,
selling
that's
it
right.
everywhere.
Which is why it's a great idea to have anti-vaping ambassadors.
Yes.
Whose idea was this? Was it your idea, Dr. Ng?
Well, I came up with the idea because we do a lot of these shows on vaping, and it came out with this idea that, hey, would it be great that instead of the principals or the teachers or the parents telling to the students, but students peer to peer encouragement and discussion of the topics, I thought it would be brilliant. So
Yeah.
I reached out to the Health Promotion Board in May, and then they did some training during the school holidays, and then in July during St. John's Day, instead of listening to my boring messages over the assembly, right? Instead, they could talk about vaping, and I thought it was a brilliant start point.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jiang Hui,
it
do you
is.
have many friends who vape?
Not really.
But do you know any of them who vape?
You have some that you know of? That
We will reveal all of them on the Big Show TV. You know what? Meantime, here's Gareth Fernandez with IDRM on Kiss 92.
Having a stomach.
No, now you've scared her. She's got a tummy ache. You're terrible. Okay, no, wait. Don't
We
listen
have
to Glenn.
listen
Yeah,
to
we
him.
don't have
He's
to out
full of
anybody.
nonsense.
Don't listen to Glenn. Okay, so you are in secondary one. What made you choose St John's Brigade as your CCA?
Honestly, this is a really confusing thing because I accidentally chose it as first choice.
You accidentally chose it. Okay, what was going to be your first
It was
choice?
supposed to be banned.
Okay, all right. Well, now you're stuck with Dr. Ng. So, are you enjoying it? I mean, there is a good message that you can spread.
Yeah. After a while, like so like in the beginning of the year, I didn't really like it. I wanted to like switch CCAs, but like after some time, I was like, oh, this is not a bad CCA. I really like it.
Okay, so
What is it you like
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
St. John's?
I like that I can spend time with my friends doing stuff together. Like normally we have like this first 8 things,
Mhm.
and this requires teamwork to
to make everything work. It's a teamwork, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you like the teamwork element of it.
Yeah, I really do.
Oh, so tell us a little bit like you're now an anti-vaping ambassador because you're at St. John's, and I'm sure you know of some people in your whether in your school or outside your school, or you've heard about teenagers vaping. What are your thoughts? I mean, what message do you have for them?
I really think it's bad. It's not a good thing, and they should stop.
Okay.
So if you see someone vaping, what would you do?
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I would just advise them not to vape anymore because it's really harmful for your body.
Okay. And what if they say it's none of your business?
Well,
Then what would you do then?
I can't really do much about it because it's what they think. If like you can't save yourself, no one can save you. You
That's
know?
true.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, that is
Very
true.
good point.
I didn't think about that when some people told me off. So I tried to stop some students from smoking. Because I was at a shop outside and they were, from my secondary school. So I saw them all in their uniforms and they were smoking. So I went up to them. I'm like, look, you're in your school uniform. Don't smoke. It's not a good look. They looked up at me and went like, hey, uncle, mind your own business. I'm like, okay. So you see, sometimes no choice, right? I mean, you're doing the right thing, but some people might be rude to you, but it's okay. You've done your part.
Yeah, as long as you know what you need to do and you do it, that's what's important.
Yeah, everybody needs to think that way.
Yeah.
Correct.
So-
If I pushed a little bit more, I think they would have wanted to beat me up.
Absolutely.
But I think what they did was not too bad for what Xiaohui did with her team. They set up like booths during St. John Day
So, okay.
with some
Oh,
games,
right.
and maybe you want to tell them what you all did to
Yeah, what
encourage-
kind of games
yeah.
did y'all do?
When was this?
Interesting.
In June, was it?
It was July
July, okay.
on St. John Day.
Okay.
So we meet 3 stations. The first station being a word wall quiz on the disadvantages of vaping and consequences and the ingredients of vaping.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. And then we made them do the 3 quizzes. One being them a Pac-Man quiz of questions, and yeah. The other one being, honestly, I'm trying to remember.
It's okay.
Don't worry,
So you were talking about the ingredients of vaping. Can you tell us some of the ingredients in vapes? Since you organized the game, right?
Yes.
Tell us what's inside.
One of them, this is a very highly addictive substance. It's called nicotine.
Okay.
It's found in cigarettes too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what else is inside in a vape?
There's also benzene.
Benzene. Wow. Okay. Okay. And what are some of the bad effects of vaping?
It can cause cancer. That's already pretty scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so tell us, Dr. Ng, what is this benzene? I've not heard of it.
Well, it's one of the contents inside. Not just only you have that, but sometimes they have formaldehyde. The one
Formaldehyde,
that
yeah.
all the news
Yeah.
was about the furnitures. And I think the biggest issue right now is that they could put anything in this oil, right? So the latest things like marijuana also they have been putting inside. So you can have access to marijuana just by vaping. And the problem with vaping is that the cartridges is so small, you can hide it anywhere. It's hard to pick up. And I think it's also cheaper to vape because you don't have to smoke the whole cigarette, right? You can take a puff, the oil
And
is
then
still
you're
there,
done.
come, and
Yeah.
then you come
Yeah.
back again. So very challenging. A lot of kids are picking it up.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Even the disposable ones.
Yeah, they have
last
disposable ones.
forever.
Yeah. Like 6,000 puffs or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
they
that.
go
I've
according to
seen them,
puffs,
yeah.
right? 2,000 puffs,
Yeah.
4,000 puffs, 6,000 puffs.
Am I right to say that it's hard to tell what's in these vapes because some of them may not even contain what we mentioned? I mean, it could contain anything
So
at
it's
all.
not so regulated like in the cigarette industry, right? You know exactly what they put inside. This one, they can put anything. I haven't seen durian flavored vapes yet, but you can imagine.
But you got
like,
watermelon,
yeah, so all the
and
sweet,
apple.
yeah, the sweet smelling one, you put anything inside, but you won't. How to say? We won't anyhow inhale things into your lung, right? Medical one, our devices, proper testing, what goes
Yeah.
in.
It's crazy, right?
You just put anything, you're gonna inhale all that into your lung.
Like
what-
it's crazy to think that someone would go to a doctor and then ask them what's in their asthma inhaler.
Hela, but you won't do it.
But you won't do it with a vape.
Vape.
You know,
that's
you're just
right.
like, let's just smoke it.
And
anyway.
the thing about it, you were asking what benzene is for. It's one of the base chemicals that's used to make plastic, to make resin, to make nylon. It's the base chemical,
Right.
and this is what you are putting in your lungs. It's absolutely ridiculous.
But that's also some of the ingredients in cigarettes as well, right?
Cigarettes, actually, sometimes you might hear that they say that vaping, when it first came out, is a way to quit smoking.
Yes.
Because it got actually technically some less harmful, not so much the whole repertoire of chemicals inside. They still contain some.
Okay, hold
But,
on,
yeah.
doctor. Let's
One
talk
sec.
about that on
Okay.
air. I think that's important.
Yeah.
Ask him the question again, FD.
Kiss 92 traffic.
If you're on the PIE heading towards Tuas, look out after Upper Jurong Road and avoid lane 3. An accident has been spotted. If you see anything else, it's 885550
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guests for today, Dr. Alvin Ng, as well as Lim Chia Hui. And they are here, of course, on behalf of St John Singapore. In fact, Dr. Alvin Ng is the Chief Commissioner, Consultant Respiratory Physician and Intensivist as well. St John Singapore, we'll find out a little bit more about in just a while. But the reason why they're here today is because of their anti-vaping campaign. Now, this year, cadets in the St John Brigade CCA were motivated to become anti-vaping ambassadors as part of the uniform group's move to get students to become more hands-on and involved in public service around the brigade's yearly commemoration of St John's Day on June 24th. And earlier on, Chia Hui told us about what they did, right?
Yeah, they set up 3 booths and they had all these games telling the students and the visitors about the downfalls of vaping, what was inside vapes as well. So I think the message really got out there. I love the idea that you're using
Yes.
teenagers as
Yes.
ambassadors.
And actually, we left them to decide what they want to do. So we said you can do on social media and stuff. And actually, what was very impressive in their school was that they had a pledge card. So they could get about 100 of the students to come by and pledge to.
Not vape.
Yes,
That's good.
Right.
Well
Tell us
done.
about the pledge card that you all did.
Oh, so our teacher actually made us cut like 900 pieces of the pledge card. Honestly, I didn't really think we could get more than 50, but we actually got 100.
Okay, that's a good number.
That's a good
it's
number.
it's a good start.
Yes.
Every year that number will increase for sure.
Did you
Yes.
say you guys had to cut like 900? Did you
Yes.
mention 900?
She
Yep,
did.
900.
You're still tired now.
6 months later.
Yeah, 6 months later, they're still cutting.
900!
That's a lot.
Not
That-
one person cutting 900. And these are the
Oh,
cards. These are the
cards.
pledges.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's really
If
cool.
you're watching us on The Big Show TV on Facebook and YouTube, you can see the cards that are up on the board.
So cool. Doctor, I want to ask you this. We've heard, I personally think it's just an excuse. Vaping's really good because it's my way of quitting smoking.
Yes, that's how they first started with the idea of vaping. They promoted it in some countries as a way of quitting smoking. But studies have shown that despite people picking up vaping and giving up the cigarette, they were still vaping after like a year or two. So they weren't quitting. Maybe about 5% was quitting. There are proper ways to quit smoking, and that is to use like nicotine replacement therapy.
Yeah.
Because nicotine is the one that is addictive to the body. So you
Yeah.
replace it through a skin patch, a gum, or even a spray into the mouth. But I mean, why even start? So that's why we have this campaign to educate the youth, because nowadays vaping picking up a lot in the younger generation. But
Yeah.
it's cool, right? It's
Yeah.
no longer so that's why it's a great idea. I thought that the kids could talk to kids rather than principal teachers talk down to them. So peer to peer will be much stronger, right?
Is this the first year that it started?
Yes, this is the first year we started.
Okay.
We're planning to move ahead maybe next year on the mental health supporter course. So we're trying to go from peer to peer. Mental health is also a big problem in schools right now. So,
Yeah.
but this is the first step.
Oh,
Vaping.
I like that.
Yeah.
Going from the ground up.
But it's almost impossible now, right? In terms of like, the authorities have stepped up, right? They're very vigilant now. Anyone caught with a vape, I think will be fined something
Straight
like
away.
$2,000
I think it's
something.
$2,000.
There is no warning. So
Yeah.
as soon as you're caught with the vape,
So
there's
it's
no
very hard for me
excuse.
to believe that there are still people, who are openly vaping.
I was walking my dog the other evening, and just this week, and there was this guy in front of me that had just come up with the MRT, and he was vaping on the way to the bus stop.
Wow.
And just
Really?
continuously, just hand to mouth, hand to mouth, hand to mouth, just all the way through. And no, you don't get the smell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but the point here is that, we know all that, right?
Yeah,
The
no
you
smell,
don't get the
no,
smell.
yeah, yeah.
But that's
Openly.
blatant.
That's blatant. And
It's blatant.
I've seen people on Orchard Road and places where you're not supposed to be smoking, in toilets. People are doing
mean
it in
vaping or
airplane-
smoking?
Vaping.
Vaping, yeah,
Vaping,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
vaping.
yeah,
Yeah, we're
vaping.
talking about vaping.
I thought
yeah.
you said smoking. I heard you
Where
just say-
places where you're not allowed to smoke as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So they were
people are doing it.
targeting like the universities now that they have to sometimes if they caught vaping they might be kicked off the hostel. But they were
Oh, right.
yeah, but they were struggling to how to address the secondary schools. So
Yeah.
I thought that's where we come in.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah. I think it's a great idea.
Great
Fabulous
initiative.
idea.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue to talk to Dr. Ng as well as Jia Hui on the Big Show TV. It's 8:20.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you by Pootie.
Okay. How many students are in St John's Brigade in Singapore? Do you know the number?
Roughly about I would say about 1,000 plus students.
Okay.
But nowadays, kids, they got a lot of choices for ECA, not like our time, now they can do many, many things. But we hope in St. John's that we provide a life skill, right, to learn first aid. And we are the only one in Singapore that has home nursing. So actually, when the student joins us, right, they might have a route to a career, either a career in nurses or as doctors.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Or at least they can learn caregiving, right?
Yeah, for
Which
sure.
which is important.
Yeah.
So Jia Hui, on St. John's Day, you held this, you had this booth and all that. Is there anything that you would have done differently? Because every time you do something, you're like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. Anything that you guys want to do better next year or differently?
I really think we should make our sign more attractive because when we are coloring the signs, instead of vaping, it's like vaping because the end was
Vape.
too light.
Vape it? Oh, it said vape. Oh, no. So it looked like it said vape it?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, these are some of the pictures. Can you tell us what these are about?
As you can see, that is the board for the disadvantages, ingredients, and the consequences of vaping.
Okay.
There,
okay.
I can see the lungs already turning black. Right there.
Wow.
Any other pictures?
So this was our pledge. We
Mm-hmm.
made students write pledges to stay clean and vape free.
Okay.
Nice. Very nice.
And what about this?
So this was our Nerf gun game.
Okay.
The cups there were supposed to represent vaping, like the
So you're
vapes.
shooting
The
them.
vapes.
Yes,
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
knock them over.
And did people win like prizes for stuff like that, or it was just for fun?
Yes, we had like rewards as sweets.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very cool. I can't wait to see what you guys do next year.
Yeah, this would be really nice.
Dr. Ng, since you're here and
Yes.
you're the, St. John Singapore Brigade Chief Commissioner, can you tell us a little bit more about St. John's? I think when I was in school, right, it was called St. John's Ambulance.
That's right.
Brigade, is
That's
it?
right. That's
Yes.
right.
But now it's just St. John's.
Yeah, it was a mouthful, right? So now
Yeah.
it's a bit more sexier for you to keep up.
St. John Singapore.
So St. John's, what we do is a lot of first aid, a lot of nursing and helping people. So like when I was in school, right, I have incidents whereby students get hurt. So there was a guy who was playing basketball, like in your basketball shirt, right?
Okay.
Maybe they were supporting more Bulls than Pistons back then.
I think so. Or Lakers.
Oh yes,
That'll
yes,
be
yes.
back then.
So he played basketball, he pushed and fell down, he broke his collarbone.
Oh no. Okay.
And then because I was in the St. John, we had this annual first aid competition, I was in the team in the school, so they called us because we tend to train more in the first aid. So we responded to the guy, tied up an arm sling, control the crowd, call the ambulance came, scoop him out and go. And then there was once that I was in the classroom, right? And we were quite naughty. Outside my classroom, there's a road, and every time it rains, we hear a car scream, and we always say, bang or boom, right?
Yeah.
So one day before we could say it, we heard a real loud crash. So me and my St John friend in my class, we actually went and attended to the injured. His car was badly smashed up. Called the ambulance, secure the area, and then pass it over to the ambulance crew.
Wow.
Okay. Do all schools have St. John's arms?
No, not all schools have it.
Okay.
So if some schools when they have Red Cross, they tend not to have St John's.
Oh, right. Okay. So, but every school has some sort of
I would
Red
say,
Cross or
and
St.
then
John's.
they may have SCDF also. They have SCDF
Right.
movement.
Okay.
I see.
And you'll still have that building on Beach Road.
Yes. We still have
Okay.
building there.
Nice.
And you see, Dr. Ng has become Dr. Ng because he joined St. John's Ambulance
Is that
Brigade
what
before.
inspired you, or you always knew you were going to be a doctor?
Well, I
what's
think it
that?
does add to the inspiration because we're actually helping people, right? Because you feel like you're helping. And nowadays also we try to give attachments to aspiring doctors or to medical students to attach to us to see what it really is like. And we also have a program with the AIC, like in the nursing homes, to have a generational project where the younger students try to meet up with the older patients and connect with them and help out in the nursing homes.
So when
Fantastic.
exactly does the St. John's get involved when it comes to an accident and all that? Because you were saying you guys have ambulances and stuff
That's
like
right,
that.
that's right.
And usually when you call an ambulance, it's like an ambulance from a hospital
That's
or
right.
something. So when does the St. John's get involved?
So we're not like the level 1 ambulance we call 995 in your car.
Okay.
But we do duties with F1, Chingay. So you
Big
do
events.
Yes. So you do see St. John ambulance first aid posts and ambulances there.
Wow. Okay.
And it's not just for students. Adults can join
St.
St.
John's,
John's
yeah,
as
yeah.
well, right?
That's
St.
right.
John
Right.
Singapore.
So we have a lot of volunteers. I think St. John is actually a volunteer organization. So we're running on our own charity and people's donation. And we're out there to just help the community.
So how can people help and how can people register to be a volunteer?
Volunteer,
Is there a
yeah.
website they can go to?
They can join St. John's, but you also have to have first aid skills. So we do run courses for first aid.
Okay.
And we encourage people to join and be part of society and look after society through the first aid post.
It's high time we take a course.
We have been saying that for the longest
But at
time, and
least
we
for
haven't done it.
CPR, right?
Yeah, at least CPR.
So I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about CPR. I mean, just because you're here, and the statistics show that people will save a man more than they will save a woman
Oh.
because statistically, people do not want to touch a woman's chest if a woman is in trouble on the floor.
Let's just put it this way, I will save the woman.
But is that true? I mean, do you see that like when it
Actually, you
comes?
do have a point, but
Yeah.
it's more. We find it more that people don't want to do the mouth to mouth.
Ah, right,
now,
okay.
because
Oh,
they're
right.
scared of disease.
And they see women as more fragile because already some ribs are broken when you do the CPR,
so
right?
now they have also moved towards just CPR, chest compression only CPR.
Okay,
Right.
without the mouth to mouth.
Without the mouth to mouth, there's some movement towards that.
Okay.
But in the hospitals, we still do like CPR with the mouth, not mouth to mouth, but back mouth mask, and we also put in a tube to help the person's breathe.
But the mouth to mouth is still the most effective.
Yeah. If you can
Right?
do it, you should do it. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's to save a life.
Yeah, of course, of
end of
course.
the
But
day.
this was a statistic that people,
Yeah.
are very hesitant to do something when it's a woman that's in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aloysius wants to say kudos to Chia Hui. Aloysius says you're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Yes, Xiaohui. Because usually people, when they talk to me, they feel very scared.
Oh, thank you.
But you are doing very well today. The tummy ache.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the PIE towards the airport after Clementi Avenue 6, look out for a broken down vehicle. Also on the PIE, this time towards Tuas. Before Eng Neo Avenue, avoid the rightmost lane. An accident has been spotted. Wherever you are today, stay safe.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We've been speaking to Dr. Alvin Ng as well as Lim Chia Hui. Once again, welcome guys. Thank you so much for coming in.
So we're talking about your anti-vaping campaign that has been fronted by the St. John's Brigade Singapore. Tell us what the key motivations are for someone to give up vaping. Because everyone knows why they want to smoke it. It's the cool thing now, no smell, this and that, anyone can buy it. But why should they not be doing it?
Well, a lot of people will want to quit because of health reasons. And sometimes they want to have, when they have a new kid coming on board or newer resolution, they want to quit. But I think that with the younger generation, health doesn't come to mind. They always like, oh, this wouldn't happen to me.
They're invincible, right?
That's right. So you need to come from a different angle. And I think that it's better that the kids don't even pick it up. So you tell them about the dangers of vaping. And I thought a peer-to-peer conversation would be much better for that.
We also have Jia Hui here with us, who is a 13-year-old, also with St John's Singapore, and she is also an anti-vaping ambassador.
And still feeling tired after cutting 900 cards.
900 cards, yes, for people to pledge. But what are your thoughts on vaping, and what do you have to say to anyone who is thinking about picking up vaping, especially teenagers?
So, vaping is not a good thing. I think some teenagers in our community, they think it's like not harmful at all, but I say it's just as harmful as cigarettes.
So don't do it at all.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's a message.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What will happen, Jia Hui, if one day one of your friends tries to force you to smoke?
I'd say no. Keep it to yourself and give it back.
Okay, that's a good message. What about you, Dr. Ng? Any messages for any teenagers or youth tuning in, because it is the school holidays, or any parents that are listening in?
Well, I think the most important thing is don't try to pick it up at all. You know, we are very successful with the anti-smoking campaign, and those above 50 a lot of them have quit. And our government did their best, you know, to actually ban vaping. But because of this ban, it becomes a very difficult conversational topic, right? It's supposed to be illegal. How do you talk about it? So that's a challenging part.
Yeah. And many other countries have now banned vaping as well.
Australia
It was,
has banned
when we
it
were
as
in
well.
Australia, it was still legal. We
Yeah.
saw shops selling vapes and all that. And then I think a month or two later, we
banned it.
heard that the Australian government has banned vapes
There's also this
altogether.
move for a generational ban on smoking. So they started in New Zealand. They said generation ban on smoking. It means after a certain age, these kids cannot even buy any cigarettes. But they didn't ban vaping, if I'm not wrong, in New Zealand.
Not
No,
yet.
they didn't.
But in the UK, they are now talking about this generation ban. So it'll be quite interesting to see the impact on society and how the societies react to that.
Because we
It's-
can hopefully bring up a generation of non-smokers.
It's
Imagine that.
the UK story is very interesting because the UK initially used vaping as part of their anti-smoking campaign. So you trade cigarettes for vapes.
Yeah.
And now they've completely switched that around and they're trying to ban vaping now.
I think the idea when vapes first started was probably a good idea, good intention.
Yeah.
But then it turned out to be a money-making intention, and that's when all the bad stuff came into the market.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, okay, thank you so much, Dr. Alvin Ng, for joining us once again. Always a pleasure, you know, talking to you and seeing you here in the studio with us.
Yes.
And thank you so much also to Lim Jia Hui. You did very well today, Jia Hui.
You did,
Yeah,
yes.
great.
Lance
You were
Corporal.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. That's right. Lance Corporal from East Spring Secondary School, Lim Jia Hui.
Well done.
Thank you, Dr. Ng.
Thank you,
Thank you,
thank you.
Jia Hui.
The Big Show. Kiss 92.
Hey, this is Craig David, and you're tuned in to
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the TPE towards the SLE, right after the Tampines Road exit, avoid lane 3. An accident has been spotted. Also on the TPE towards the SLE, same stretch, an obstacle has been spotted right after the Tampines Road exit, avoid lane 3 this time. And if you spot anything else, it's 885550
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our second guest for this morning is the founder and CEO of PAKT, Barbara Yu Larsson. Good morning, Barbara.
Good morning, Singapore.
Welcome to Singapore. You're based in Hong Kong, Barbara.
I am.
And you're flying out today, so thank you so much for coming into the studio. We want to find out more about PAKT. It's been described as the intersection of sustainability, fashion, and technology. Tell us how that all comes together.
Right. It's a better way to wardrobe. If you think about technology and how it's changed almost everything in our daily lives, the wardrobe really hasn't caught up. It hasn't changed in 1,000 years, but our needs have. And so PAKT is modernizing and transforming that wardrobe experience into a combination of physical archiving and specialty storage with digital convenience. And we have an app and soon AI features.
Wow.
Okay, so I have a couple of leather jackets that I wear, say, only once a year. I have my wedding dress and my husband's suit, maybe some kids' clothes and all that. Are these the kind of items I would put in a PAKT facility?
Exactly.
How does it all work?
So it's very simple. All you need to do is book a collection and tell us approximately how many items you have.
Okay.
It can be a wedding dress, it can be a black tie, it can be winter clothes, it can be a sentimental dress that you have from your mother or your grandmother, right? It can be one item, 5 items, hundreds of items. And I think a lot of people may think, oh, I don't have anything so special to store. But actually, with the humidity and the lack of space in many city dwellings, it's a better way to look after your clothes. And where this intersection about sustainability and technology is, I've always wanted to look after things well and to extend the life of my wardrobe, because that's actually the most sustainable, the clothes you already own.
That is true.
True,
Yeah.
true.
I wanted to ask you how you came up with the idea. What was the spark? Was it like a moment?
Yeah.
And then you went like, no, I gotta do something about this. Everyone has,
Something.
this same, problem.
So I think new businesses often start with a personal pain point. Well, mine was a big pain point when I moved from Hong Kong from London with my family. In the service department, we didn't have enough clothes. We didn't have enough space for all our clothes. But we realized we didn't wear most of them the first year because they were
Right.
winter clothes, ski clothes. We just didn't need them. And then I thought, got to find a better solution. So I searched Google. I asked all my friends and colleagues about that pristine storage solution. But I kind of knew I wanted something more. I wanted to have a digital inventory. So I could keep track of what I had and what I had in storage. And then I wanted the convenience of on-demand deliveries.
Oh, okay.
And it didn't exist.
Okay. So anytime you want that leather jacket or that ski coat or anything.
You tap your finger on the photograph in the app, and you'll have it delivered next day.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That is absolutely, that's
Okay.
amazing.
And I think in Singapore, I'll be able to do it same day.
That's like a personal butler almost.
is.
It's
That's
like,
the idea.
Jeeves, bring my jacket.
No, but I think this is really important, like especially when it comes to Singaporeans who are doing more and more traveling now. They've got more and more travel wardrobes, be that autumn, be that winter, which you don't wear here
At all.
You don't.
Exactly.
And it's going to get ruined with all that mildew. and-
Exactly. You leave it in your cupboard, it's going to get mildewy
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Told you about my leather jacket, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
we were just talking about
Your
it the other
awful
day.
leather jacket.
No, it's okay. It's okay
It's
now.
okay. All right. But
Yeah.
maybe you need PAKT. So
Yeah.
maybe we can do this on the Big Show TV. I'd like to find out about the journey of picking the item being picked up.
Yes.
And then where it goes, where it gets stored, and then how it comes back to you. Join us on the Big Show TV.
Meantime, here's Post Malone and Sway Lee, Sunflower on Kiss 92.
So I've downloaded the app. I've got my 10 items picked up. It's collected. Where do they go from that point of collection?
Okay, so when the items get collected, we'll have one of our valets arrive with white gloves.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And your items will be put into proper garment bag or into proper storage bag until it gets to the facility. And then we will inspect it. We'll do a very detailed condition report so that you'll be happy knowing that that's the condition your item arrives at PAKT.
Yeah.
And we agree on that. And I have to say, in the 9 years I've been in operation in Hong Kong, I haven't had a single client disagree with the condition report.
Wow.
Nice, okay.
That's
Because
a
I think-
record.
yes, because I think most people know what condition their clothes are
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, true.
And, there might be a little bit give or take.
Yeah.
And we'll recommend dry cleaning or specialty cleaning if something needs to be taken care of, like mold.
Before storing.
Before storing.
Right,
Now,
okay.
mold is one of those no-nos. If we see signs of mold, it has to be cleaned first. Because the mold can infect the rest of the
Yeah.
facility.
Okay.
You can't just wipe it down with a wet
No,
towel.
you can't. You
No,
can't.
you can't.
And then what happens to the clothes? Like, where do they go in Singapore, for example?
So our facility is in the center of Singapore.
Okay.
In Tannery Road.
Okay.
And I think a very good space. I have a very good corporate landlord. And we're looking at expanding that space. But it was a good first place to start.
Yeah.
Because it was central. It was easy for us to do the deliveries and collections.
Yeah.
So collections are always free. We want to encourage you to give us your things.
Okay.
And then depending upon the package, the size and the length of the duration of the package, you'll have a certain amount of free deliveries.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, you just pay for the delivery.
Nice.
And we're pretty good about getting things to you quickly.
I think I want to go with
Yeah,
PAKT.
it's cool, right?
No,
Yeah.
you know why? I've got so many clothes
You do.
right now.
You do.
So my wardrobe is so huge. I tend to give my clothes away.
Because he doesn't have space.
yeah.
So the best part then is we'll look after everything and we'll store it properly. Our conditions are 19 to 21 degrees, 50 to 60% humidity. We use fans because old-fashioned fans are really important to keep air circulating.
Yeah.
That's often how things get moldy.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you can also sell what you no longer want.
oh my god.
Through you guys.
Through us. We don't have the actual resale platform,
Yeah.
but we work with partners. And to me, that was really important because, again, it's extending the life of a garment
Yeah.
or a handbag or something important because you can't always use everything, right?
Yeah.
And we're
True.
consuming more. And you know that we are buying 60% more clothing today than we did 15 years ago.
And it's after you realize it's out of your wardrobe that you realize, oh, I don't actually miss it. So PAKT, sell it for me.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't really need to
so
get it
cool.
back.
So with the photograph, there's
Yeah.
a dollar sign and a plus sign, and you tap the dollar sign, and we'll
manage
we'll
it.
manage it.
Do we sort of state what kind of price we want, or you guys
so
handle it?
we will let you know what we
Right.
think based on the item, the condition, and the current market. And then you'll always have a say.
Okay.
We'll show you the prices. So
It's
you're
Done.
part of the
Done.
decision.
Done.
so okay. You mentioned bags earlier, so it's not just clothes. It's bags, shoes,
It's everything
luggage.
you wear. It's everything you wear.
Not luggage.
Luggage, not big pieces
Okay,
of
all
luggage.
right, but
although
more
when
handbags.
we're working with service departments, a lot of the clients there, the frequent travelers who come to Hong Kong and Singapore, we offer a special traveler service.
Okay.
So that means you can leave your capsule wardrobe. So that might be a small
In Hong Kong for when you go to Hong Kong.
exactly,
Oh,
or in,
in
Singapore,
Singapore.
when you come to Singapore, and that's been becoming popular again now that the pandemic is finished.
Wow.
Because it's really convenient. You don't have to walk through the airport.
I just have to carry my handbag and
That
then go to
is-
Hong Kong, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? My clothes are all there.
This is completely
Oh, I
blowing my
love it.
mind. It's
and I love Hong Kong too, so okay.
yeah, it's like Glenn. Where's your bag? I don't need it. I've
Yeah.
got
You don't
my
need it.
stuff
You've
there.
got your clothes there.
Very cool.
So it's about convenience, and
Yeah.
I think back to talking about the intersection with technologies, we just want to use using a digital wardrobe for inventory management and for convenience.
I mean, I love that you can just look at everything you have. I wish I had that for my wardrobe itself. Because you
Absolutely.
forget where everything is. Things get tucked in the back, you know?
Yeah.
Is it only for fine clothing, or can I put my T-shirts there, my jeans, whatever I want?
So
Besides underwear, obviously.
So we have something we call a light bag, which is a large soft bag. It fits about 65 T-shirts. And we recommend that for T-shirts, jeans, things that are not valuable in that way. Right? And those are just folded, and those bags come with the PAKT X packages. And you will get that. Those won't be individually photographed.
Right, okay.
So you'll just get that bag back when you want it.
You can't do every singlet, right?
No. But you probably wouldn't want to have photographs of 65 T-shirts.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Oh my God, T-shirts.
I love, yeah.
You know, I'm listening to the kind of business you set up, and you did this 9 years ago. Were there any obstacles when you first started this?
I had no idea that there would be such an education process. Because in 2016, people didn't really understand what I meant by a better way to wardrobe or a better way to store your clothes. And to convince people to change their habits and do things a different way, they have to actually try it and they have to trust it.
Yeah.
And that takes time. And that's why building the PAKT brand was really important, because I wanted a solid name, PAKT, which it will give you a sense of trust and reliability to, to let customers feel comfortable letting go of their clothes.
Because while it's P-A-C-K, it's also P-A-C-T.
P-A-K-T.
No, I know, that's the spelling, but to make a PAKT.
Yes, exactly,
that's what
to
I
make
meant.
a PAKT.
Because
Yes.
it came from your daughter, right?
Yes, it came from my daughter.
Yeah.
Because she said, Mom, it's got to be really short
And cool.
and cool and packed between us.
Yeah.
And then packed your bags.
Yeah. So that's why
And then
KT.
P-A-K-T was...
There's a play on the
It was
words.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it was an
Oh, wait,
unknown
hang-
spelling.
back
Yes.
We could dance all night.
Miles Smith, nice to meet you right here on Kiss 92. All the great songs in one place. Our guest for this morning, and we've been having a wonderful conversation with her, Barbara Yu Larsson, the founder and CEO of PAKT, spelled P-A-K-T. And we're just talking about how that name came about. But one thing's for sure, I'm going to be visiting your facility very soon.
Yes.
Great.
Barbara,
Well,
is
that's-
that tannery, is it? You were saying, do I have to go there?
He doesn't have to
No,
go there.
no.
No, you don't go
No,
there.
they pick up from you.
simply-
Yeah.
Yes, you simply book the collection and then we'll come to you. You don't, and after
Oh.
that,
Sit put.
you don't have to do anything.
So I don't have to bring my clothes over to you?
No.
Not at all. They'll bring
So good.
a white gloved butler will come and pick your clothes up. How cool is that? But can you tell us, because we are on the radio right now and we were on the Big Show TV earlier, tell us a little bit about this capsule collection that people can opt for if they travel frequently, especially or only between Hong Kong and Singapore.
Well, right now only between
Okay.
Hong Kong and Singapore, because we need to have a physical facility in each city. So if you're a regular traveler from Singapore to Hong Kong, you can leave a capsule wardrobe in Hong Kong, and that might be, the blazer, because the weather's getting cooler now in Hong Kong and it's not in Singapore. It might be
pair of boots.
It might be your gym kit. It could be some hiking clothes, just some basic things you want to have. And you can leave it at your hotel or service department. We'll pick it up. We'll take care of it. You'll tell us if you want to have it laundered or dry cleaned. And next time you come, we'll deliver it to you in a garment bag ready to wear.
Wrap it back again. You'll take care of the laundry and
Dry cleaning.
we'll pay for it.
You'll pay
obviously,
for it, but we'll
course.
manage it.
But you'll manage. Oh, good grief!
Yeah, and it'll just be sitting
I
there
love
waiting
this.
for you like magic, That's the true way to
This is
travel. You need to
amazing.
open like in Bali, and so I don't have to pack anymore.
Well, that's
At
the
all.
idea. I think
Everywhere.
I'm trying to solve an urban problem.
Yeah.
So Asia is a very interesting place
Yeah.
because all the people living in cities.
Yeah.
And there's just not enough space. But if we have lots of cities in Asia, it will make traveling very easy.
So that's the future of
That's
PAKT.
the future.
Yeah.
Amazing. Any final words, Barbara, about what plans you have?
Well, I think the future is really exciting. I just recently won the Vogue BMW Innovation Prize.
Oh, congratulations.
Singapore.
Congratulations.
And it's been absolutely a great experience. Everything from the boot camp through to the two final pitches. And I think that's going to be a great springboard from which, to grow.
Amazing. Congratulations, and looking forward to what you have in the future for PAKT.
Thank you very much, Barbara. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Up next, headline news and sports. Meantime, Lady Gaga, here's Paparazzi on Kiss 92.